Have you ever wondered why, just as June begins to fade and July appears on the horizon, you start to feel like your energy is being stretched in every direction at once? Maybe you notice your thoughts racing at night, or you wake up feeling exhausted no matter how many hours you've slept. Some people experience sudden waves of sadness or nostalgia that seem to come out of nowhere, while others feel irritable or disconnected, almost like they're moving through a fog they can't quite shake off. If this sounds familiar, you're not losing your mind, and you're definitely not alone. What you're sensing is a profound, energetic transition that happens every single year, yet almost no one talks about it. Between June 29th and June 30th, a unique combination of cosmic, emotional, and energetic forces converge, creating a pressure cooker effect that stirs up everything you've been carrying beneath the surface. In this video, we're going to uncover exactly why this happens, how it impacts your mental and emotional state, and why these final days of June are actually a sacred pause rather than a time to push harder. If you stay with me until the end, I'll show you how to transform this discomfort into a powerful moment of clarity and renewal, so you can enter July not just feeling lighter, but deeply realigned with who you really are. So grab a notebook if you'd like, take a deep breath, and give yourself permission to slow down. What you're about to hear could change the way you think about these last days of June forever. Energetic sensitivity peaks. As June begins its final descent into July, you may notice that everything around you feels magnified, like someone has turned the volume up on the entire world. The sounds of everyday life become sharper. The emotions you normally keep tucked away rise closer to the surface, and even a passing comment can trigger an unexpected surge of feeling. This isn't a personal flaw or a sign that you're falling apart. It's your energetic field reaching saturation. Imagine your energy like a sponge that has spent the entire month soaking up stress, obligations, and fragments of other people's moods and expectations. By the last few days of June, that sponge is full to the brim, and your mind, body, and heart simply can't absorb any more without first releasing what's been stored. This is why you may find yourself craving solitude, feeling more tired than usual, or experiencing random headaches, heaviness in your chest, or an unexplainable need to cry. These aren't problems to be fixed. They're signals that your system is asking for a reset. When you ignore these signs and try to soldier on as if nothing is happening, you end up dragging all that energetic residue right into the fresh start of July, which can make the new month feel heavy before it even begins. But when you give yourself permission to step back and honor this sensitivity, to rest, to unplug, to simply be, you allow your nervous system to unwind and your spirit to catch up with your body. This is how you transform overwhelm into clarity and exhaustion into quiet strength. Energetic sensitivity is not a weakness. It's an invitation to come home to yourself before you move forward again. Lunar transition influence. Most people only pay attention to the moon when it's blazing in the sky as a brilliant full moon or disappearing into darkness as a new moon. But what almost no one realizes is that the quieter phases in between often carry the most intimate influence on our emotions. From June 29th to June 30th, the moon is in a subtle but powerful state of transition. During this time, it's as if an invisible hand is gently stirring the waters of your subconscious, bringing up old memories, hidden doubts, and desires you may have buried under the noise of everyday life. You might suddenly remember a conversation you had years ago, feel the echo of an old heartbreak, or experience vivid dreams that feel more real than your waking hours. This is the moon doing what it has always done best, reflecting the unseen parts of who you are and inviting you to look closer. If you spend these days constantly stimulated, scrolling your phone, staying busy, filling every quiet moment with distractions, you miss the chance to witness what's rising from your depths. You don't need elaborate rituals to benefit from this lunar influence. Sometimes the most powerful practice is simply turning off your notifications, sitting alone with a cup of tea, and allowing whatever thoughts and feelings want to emerge to have space. When you do this, you create a gentle container for your heart to speak, for unprocessed emotions to find their voice, and for clarity to come through without force. The moon's pull isn't meant to be resisted. It's an invitation to soften into your own truth. When you listen, you begin to understand what's ready to be released and what's longing to be expressed as you step into the next cycle. Spiritual detox window. Think of the final 2 days of June as a kind of sacred detox for your spirit, a time when everything you've been carrying, deeply or not, comes to the surface, so it can be acknowledged and set free. Just like your body sometimes craves clean, simple nourishment after a period of stress or indulgence, your energy field craves space to clear out all the old emotional residue that's been weighing you down. Throughout the month, you've likely absorbed other people's expectations, carried worries that aren't truly yours, and pushed aside your own feelings in order to keep moving forward. Between June 20th and June 30th, this accumulation became impossible to ignore. It feels heavier, denser, more demanding, and that's by design. You don't need candles, crystals, or any elaborate rituals to honor this spiritual detox. What matters is your willingness to pause and be present with whatever arises. This could look like sitting quietly and letting tears flow without judging yourself for being too sensitive. It could mean forgiving someone in your heart even if you never say the words out loud, or simply acknowledging that you're tired of carrying burdens that don't belong to you. When you allow yourself to feel and release instead of pushing everything back down, you create space inside you for new insights and more authentic desires. These few days are a rare opportunity to let go, not through effort, but through surrender. When you honor this window, you don't just lighten your emotional load, you reconnect with your own natural rhythm so that July doesn't have to start with the weight of what came before. Avoiding distraction and receiving messages. In a world that never stops demanding your attention, the idea of sitting quietly can feel almost rebellious. But the truth is, the constant noise, social media, endless notifications, the pressure to be on all the time, doesn't just drain your energy. It drowns out the messages that could guide you to your next breakthrough. During the last 3 days of June, your intuition grows louder. Your higher self starts sending signals about what you need, what's no longer working, and where you're meant to go next. But if you stay caught in distraction, you'll miss the guidance that's been waiting patiently to reach you. Have you ever noticed how your clearest ideas appear when you're alone in the shower, driving in silence, or drifting off to sleep? That's because in those rare moments when the mind finally softens, space opens for your deepest wisdom to speak. These last days of June are an extended version of that space, an invitation to step away from the noise long enough to hear the truth rising from within. When you choose intentional quiet, even for an hour or two, you create a fertile ground where insights can land, clarity can emerge, and decisions can unfold naturally rather than through force. Isolation isn't disconnection. It's a return to yourself. In this stillness, you'll discover that you already know what you need to do. You just have to be willing to listen. Preparation for July's energy shift. While June asks you to let go, July comes with its own invitation to move forward with intention and courage. But here's something few people realize. If you rush from one month into the next without pausing to clear the space inside you, you carry all of June's heaviness into July's momentum. And what was supposed to be a fresh start feels more like an extension of old burdens. July often brings opportunities, changes, and the energy of forward motion. But to truly benefit, you have to meet it with a grounded heart and a clear mind. That's why these final days of June matter so much. They are the quiet bridge between release and action, the pause that gives you a chance to realign with your purpose before life speeds up again. Think of this time like standing at the starting line of a race. You wouldn't start sprinting while still tying your shoelaces. You'd pause, breathe, focus, and prepare your body for what's ahead. June 29th to June 30th is exactly that, a moment to check in with yourself and ask, what am I done carrying? What feels true in my body, not just in my thoughts? What needs to be released so that I can receive what's coming next? This is not about rushing to find the perfect answer. It's about creating enough stillness to let the answers find you. When you give yourself this pause, you don't enter July chasing clarity. You walk in already holding it. And that is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself. Closing message. No matter how loud the world becomes or how many demands press on your time, you always have the power to return to your center. These final days of June are not just an ending. They are a sacred preparation space designed to help you clear, realign, and step into the next chapter feeling renewed. If you honor this window by slowing down, by feeling what wants to be felt, and by letting go of the stories that no longer serve you, you'll discover a deeper peace and clarity than you've known in months. The more you allow this space, the more you remember that you don't have to be everything for everyone. You only have to be present for yourself. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to type in the comments, "I choose peace and clarity." Let that be your declaration to yourself and to the universe that you are ready for this new beginning. Stay grounded, stay aware, and remember, stillness is not a waste of time. It's where all the answers you've been searching for are patiently waiting to be received. Thank you for spending this time with me. Keep walking your path with intention and trust that everything you need is already within you.